looking at how we can measure the center of a set of data that we might have. There are three different ways that we're going to talk about today: mean, median, and mode. So to find the mean of a set of data, we're going to add all the data values and then divide the result by the number of data values that we had. The mean can only be calculated for quantitative data. So we can't use qualitative data when finding the mean. So if I wanted to find the mean of these 5 randomly selected numbers by hand, I would start by adding all of their values together. And then dividing by 5. When I add them all together, I have 140 divided by 5, which of course gives me 28 when I put that into my calculator. The median. We first want to write the data in order from smallest to largest. And step 2, there's 2 outcomes. If there are an odd number of data values, we cross off numbers from each end until there is only one left in the middle. That is the median. If there is an even number set of data values, cross off the numbers from each end until there are 2 left. Their mean is the median. Similar to the mean, we can only find the median if we have a quantitative data value. So in my first example, I notice that my numbers are not listed from smallest to largest. So I'm going to start doing that first. So it looks like my smallest number is 62. Then I go to 68, 71, 77, 82, and then 90. Now I cross off one number from each end until I reach the middle. Because I had an odd number, an even number of data values, I have 2 in the middle. So in order to find the median, I'm going to find the average or the mean between these 2 numbers. When I add them together and divide by 2, I end up with 74, which makes sense because the median would have to be in between these 2 values. However, in my second example here, I have an odd number, and it looks like they're already written in from smallest to largest. So as I cross off, I have one number left, 206, so this is the median. I should say this is the median. The mode is the element of the data set that occurs with the frequency, with the most frequency, I should say. If more than one element of the data set occurs with the highest frequency, then they are all modes. No modes happen when all the data values occur at the same frequency. It is usually best to find a frequency table in order to help us find the mode the fastest. We should also note that mode can be found for both qualitative and quantitative data. However, our values will be represented in quantitative data. Find the modes for the following data sets. So it looks like I have chicken, fish, and beef. So I'm going to just create my own little frequency chart here. So chicken, there's 1, 2. Fish, there is 1, 2. And beef is 1, 2, 3, 4. Thus, my mode is beef. I then have chicken, fish, and beef. Chicken 1, 2, 3, 4. Fish 1, 2, 3, 4. And beef 2. So my mode is both chicken and fish. And then my last one, I have chicken, fish, and beef again. Looks like I have 2 fish, 2 chicken, and 2 beef. So notice that all of our values are the same. So there is no mode. There are 4 main shapes of distributions we'll consider. For each one, notice the relationship between the mean, the median, and the mode is all different. Notice in our first graph that we are skewed right. Notice that we have a tail of data when we graph. Our tail of the data is on the right-hand side. Notice that our mean is tended to the right, our median, and then our mode, if any, are left. If we have symmetrical data or a normal curve, notice that our mean, our median, and our mode would all end up right in the middle. And then if we have a left skew, where we have a tail on the left-hand side, notice it's just opposite. So where our mean was towards the skew, the mean is still left skew, then it's the median, and then the mode. Another way, if we were to use a frequency chart or distribution in order to help us, like a bar graph or things of that nature, it would look very similar to this. So if we had a uniform distribution or normal curve, our mean and our median would end up in the middle. And that concludes how we can find the mean, the median, and the mode by hand, and the different shapes of graphs that we could potentially have with their skewness.